Hello, good people, and welcome to the Amateur Hour. My name's Justin,
My name's Tyler.
And I'm the one called Junior.
and today we are sponsored by EBXYA and Lofty Cat Studios. We also have music by Adam Stone. The song we'll be playing, Accident.
So we're getting into Day of the Dead, which in Mexican culture is a pretty big thing. But growing up, I never really celebrated it. How'd your family do it?
We never really celebrated either.
I'm white, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Like for us,
Well, I think for you guys, it's like All Souls Day or something.
for us, we
But-
liked it. You know, we believe we don't necessarily, I guess, 100% believe in it, right? But we enjoy the concept of it, like Halloween.
I mean,
But yeah,
we
no,
always
we've never-
celebrate Halloween, but I don't think we've ever celebrated anything like that.
Yeah, you know, and two, we come from like a sort of a Christian background, so we didn't necessarily believe into it like that much, you know.
I don't know what Christianity really has to do with it.
Well, because you're believing that of once in a day that people from the dead are going to come visit their loved ones, or they're going to be at the, you know, alive and walking on the earth again. And or not alive, but like, you know, their spirit is going to be walking. And we don't, I mean, we believe in the spirits and stuff like that, but we don't believe in they're going to be walking the earth on one particular day.
I guess
So that's why we never really delve into it, you know? And Halloween, we just literally did it for the candy. We didn't really like, get into like
Right,
the
like,
horror aspects of it and stuff.
That's my family. We all like to go trick or treating for all the little kids, and then it's always just a family get together. My grandma makes chili and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, because like Halloween's a bit of, you know, it's kind of celebrating horror.
I believe
I
it's
guess
just
so,
more for
but-
having fun in my family, anyways.
I think that's just how it is in general now.
Yeah.
Like it's just a time for people to celebrate and like party and get
I mean,
free
it's
candy.
fun. And dress
Basically,
up.
all we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate dressing up. I hate costumes. I feel they're so stupid. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
Like my ex wanted to dress up and I wasn't even into that. I didn't want to. Junior, you were there. I did a onesie because
Yeah, you
it's,
did a onesie.
it's super easy. I was wearing normal clothes underneath. One, it was super
What?
cold too.
And
Yeah.
wear your underwear underneath.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I didn't want to be freeballing it. I didn't even want to be wearing a costume, man. I was.
He said
not for
underwear.
it.
He won't be freeballing.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take it that far, go for it. It's a
Hey,
onesie, man. Just
If you want to
just
be the
relax.
weirdo and free ball and let everyone see your junk just like in your onesie, that's you.
What do you think? Underwear is gonna hide that? Don't always. You know. Don't always. It's not always that fair.
I think you should have wore like a white one and then had just like black thong under it.
what?
I think that was a bit weird.
It was
Are
supposed to.
you trying to see Justin in a thong?
It was intended to be weird.
You have it confirmed here.
Hey, just think about this. He imagined that and pictured it in his head.
Yeah, and
said
thought
it.
that would be.
So he was thinking about you in a black thong.
I imagined. I can't even talk. I imagined.
Exactly. You're
He's flustered, exactly.
For
I
everyone who
imagined
doesn't
the
know,
idea,
he's
but
blushing.
But I'm not even blushing. What the hell? All right.
Look at it. His pitch is getting higher and
Yeah.
everything.
All right.
He's like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, because now you're telling me I'm blushing. I'm not though. I thought it would be funny, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, it was just funny. You pictured him in that black
It made
thong.
it so it kind of was funny.
Why a white one? Because it's see-through?
Because the black thong would stand out.
No.
You know, I thought you were going to take it a completely different way. I thought you were going to be like, and then splash water on you.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Oh, if he would have, I kind of would have just, stopped the recording, walked out.
I would have questioned my
breather.
sexuality at that point.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's like, you gotta at least tell me before you throw this at me. You can't just start trying to flirt with me over here. Then I would feel uncomfortable with that.
Just for confirmation, we've known each other since 4th grade, and I have never had thoughts.
Yep.
Never had thoughts.
Thoughts. Yeah, he's pretty
He just
stupid.
had one.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, he's never looked at me that way. That's what he's saying.
It's not
All
like he
right.
looked at you that way now.
I know.
I have
People change, Tyler.
I have this small little 1-year-old girl running around my apartment each day,
I know, she's so adorable.
and my girlfriend Sarah.
You gonna dress her up? What's going on with that?
Oh, so they got this plan, where they're all gonna be witches, and then Chloe's gonna be this little cat, and then they just left me out of it. So I'm like, thanks guys, but whatever, I guess.
That's cute.
I thought you hated costumes though.
I don't like costumes.
No, not you, Justin. Justin was like going on a whole rant that he hated.
I mean, for
costumes.
kids, it's cool.
he
Like,
doesn't- he
for
doesn't
adults.
like wearing them,
Okay,
but
I
if
could be
it's-
more specific. Yeah, like, for adults, I'm not into costumes.
Hmm.
And, like, I mean, if other people want to do it, go ahead. But, like Tyler was saying, I don't like to wear
Yeah.
it.
My thing, and like I could go without wearing it, I don't care, but my thing was like her and my mom thought up this big idea, and then I come home from work and I wasn't even included. So I'm like, what the hell?
Do you want to be a witch, man?
Well, I
I'm
don't
a
know.
wizard.
I don't know what I was gonna be, but I didn't even get a chance to like put an idea in. It was just already settled.
Yeah.
You feel so left out, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
I
just,
mean,
just poof, gone. Forget about
He's
Tyler.
getting FOMO.
he's like, what the freak? You don't love me. As he got home.
Unfortunately for our audience, this will all be past tense for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll have a nice picture of Tyler dressing up as a witch.
Hey, if that witch is basketball shorts and a hoodie, then that's gonna be one funny looking witch.
Oh my god!
It's
I thought
cold
you
out
said you
there,
wanted to
man.
dress up.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't included, so I can't dress up.
Oh, so you're throwing a tood?
I mean, we're in past tense. I wasn't included, so I didn't dress up.
But either or, man. Put some pants on. It's cold out there.
Yeah. Why don't you ever wear pants?
I
Tyler?
never wear pants. It'll be
What-
snowing
how did
outside,
that
and I'll be in
happen?
my shorts.
I don't know. How do you have that body heat?
I don't know. I'll go riding snowmobiles in like a regular hoodie. Well, not a hoodie. I will actually wear a jacket and like some regular pants, and I'll be sweating.
Do your legs actually work? Like what's going on?
Everything's just seized up.
Yeah.
Well,
Got
that's
like a ton of blood clots or something in his leg.
that's another thing about the snowmobile you ride. There's heaters all over it. Like the seat's heated, the foot pan's heated, the
I guess
grips
that's
are
true.
heated. There's always heat blowing out of the hood. So it's like if you're moving, you're heated.
But so like when we were in that negative weather last year, were you in shorts?
There's a limit.
Okay.
If,
Okay.
if you're going outside and you're literally going to get frostbite in your skin, you're stupid if you're going to do that.
Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. I was
Okay,
thinking
but
you
in
still
your
went out.
case,
If it's 25,
But your body heat.
if it's 20 or 30 degrees and I'm not going to be outside for more than 15, 20 minutes, I'll probably have my shorts on.
Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
If it's colder than that, then I'm always going to be layered up. Or if I'm going to be outside for an extended amount of time, then I'm going to be like layered up.
So like what negative Celsius or like Fahrenheit can your legs withstand? Like when does Tyler need to put on jeans?
Well,
Like what temperature is that? Because I've seen you in like 20 weather wearing shorts.
we'll put it this way. One time my uncle came over.
he was in shorts.
No,
Yeah, his whole family just wears shorts.
he's the
for
same
those
way.
of you who don't
He
know.
like overheats for no reason, but we're not even blood related, so I don't know where I got it from. But anyway, we had a real deep snow, and he's walking up the sidewalk, and I'm on my way out to the garage, and I just randomly decided, you know what, I'm gonna grab him by the leg, and I'm gonna chuck him off the side of the sidewalk into this big ass snow mound. So he was in just like a little zip up and some jeans, and he like got all soaking wet, covered in snow, and I'm like, I just laughed and walked away. Well, little did I know. I don't know if you may have met Terry. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I think I met Terry when you were moving out.
Big goofball.
Very funny.
He's usually
Just make me
fun to
laugh.
be with. He's the clown. He always does something stupid or funny, but it's in good fun. But little did I know, he took out his phone after he got inside, and he just posted like a random reminder. Next time I'm at this location, take Tyler and wrestle him in the snow. So I'm always in my shorts and a t-shirt. I'm not ready for this. Another time he's coming up, and I'm going out to the garage, and he grabs me and takes me and smashes my face in the snow and covers my whole body in snow. And I'm just like, It was cold for a little bit, but then all of a sudden you got used to it, and then I'm like trying to wrestle my uncle, but then I just stood up and I'm still in my shorts and my t-shirt, so I don't really know. I'm still in my shorts and t-shirt covered in snow.
Oh my gosh. Those of his ice cold legs walking around. He's got some killer calves, everyone.
You checking out his calves, man?
Yeah, I just looked at his calves now. I'm like, he's got some killer calves.
Well, don't go above the knees because you start to see some fatty thighs.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. He was thunder thighs.
why I'm trying to
Have
get
you
my
guys
bike.
ever been in a snowball fight?
Yes,
I'm sure I have.
in my shorts and
Like
t-shirt.
like a pretty decently sized snowball fight. Like not
Yeah.
like the little like like you're just tossing.
No,
little
were
bits
you
of
were you
snow at
like
each other.
actually build up a fort and stuff? Yeah.
I've never done that. I want to do that.
No.
No, I've
Damn.
never
I
done
don't
it.
think I've ever gotten that serious.
I don't think I've ever built a snowman either.
We used to get
What?
Yeah.
I didn't build one till like 5 years ago, so it's all good.
Yeah.
we used to get a Rubbermaid container and fill it with snow and pack it to make big blocks, and we'd make like a little wall. We tried making an igloo once, but it didn't work. But yeah, we used to actually try to make like a little fort wall and
That's
actually
so
have a
much
little
fun.
snowball fight. It was pretty cool.
I've never even went sledding.
Actually, if you guys
Yeah, I've never been sledding a day in my life.
Hmm.
So
you know
weird.
what you need to do? We need to go to the dunes this year and get some tubes and go from the top of the dune down to the water.
You know, I've never really been to the dunes
in winter or just
in general.
in general, you never been to the dunes?
I've only been to the beach. That's it.
What's the beach?
All right, so this is our plans for the season. This is what we're doing when it gets cold. We're going to the dunes.
It
You
is
can bring your
cold.
snowboard.
Eh.
Oh, like the beach area of the dunes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I was like, you've never been to that place in general? I've been to the
My
dunes
uncle
and
used to take us there when we were younger, and we'd get inner tubes.
We would walk
and
around.
You walk up to the top of the dune. You got going so fast down this thing. You were flying.
Wasn't there like a devil's sled or something? Devil's staircase?
I don't know. What,
The
like,
one
what do
we
you mean,
went
like,
to,
very
it's just
steep?
up a big dune. Like you just walked up there and slid down.
For
it
a
didn't
while,
have
we
any
stopped
specific-
exploring like the dune section of of that beach area because it was like there was having that sinkholes and stuff where like
Mhm.
people get buried in sand, and I was like,
Wow.
What
yeah, we freaked out,
happens-
so we're like, we stood away from that.
What happens is you get a tree that gets overcome by sand, and now it's underneath the sand decaying. So when it decays far enough, there's a void, and if you disturb the top, you can make it collapse underneath.
Yeah, so
That's what happened to that one.
we're gonna take some rope.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah, a kid
Wow.
got taken
Yeah.
into a sinkhole, like completely covered, and they had to dig him out. And he had like sand
was
all
just
in his
like a-
lungs and everything.
That was a couple of years ago, like
Did he
maybe
die?
around 5.
No, he
No.
lived.
He lived. Lucky thing,
He
because
was
I
in
think
critical condition for quite a while.
Yeah, 'cause he was
they
under
had
there.
sand like in his lungs and
Oh.
stuff. It was pretty bad.
That sounds bad.
But yeah, he got through it.
scary, right?
I've been learning about avalanches. Like I mean I've known about avalanches, but just like
Yeah, more in
stuff-
detail
yeah.
for
Oh,
snowboarding
man, that
and
stuff is
stuff.
crazy.
Mhm.
It's
There's
scary.
A ton of people die from them.
I hear too, like if you get trapped in an avalanche, you need to spit to know what direction to dig out of. Is that something that's correct in your?
I don't know. I didn't look.
I've
into
heard
all
that.
Oh,
but that makes sense
Yeah.
because
I've never been in one, never seen one, but I've heard of them. Like,
Yeah.
I guess you're supposed to try to stay relaxed. Like, you don't want to tense up, otherwise you can literally like break your arm or something while it's tossing you around. But
Yeah.
I did hear once you stop, if you spit, that's the best way to figure
Yeah.
out which way is down, because
Mhm.
then you can
You-
try to dig up. Because what you want to do is you want to get yourself an airport at the very
exactly.
minimum, and
Yeah,
then you
that's-
can try working your way out.
I've seen people die from just like lack of oxygen because they're like buried under there.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. That's crazy.
If it's lightly packed snow, you can still get oxygen. But if you're breathing heavily and you're freaking out, you're using up that oxygen around you faster. So that's why you want to try to find your way up, and you want to try to get an air passageway so you can slowly work your way out.
So is it safe to say that you're a thrill seeker, Junior?
I don't know. That happens more in backcountry.
Okay.
If you're on like a ski hill or somewhere where it's controlled, you're probably fine. If you're
Even-
going like way out to like legit mountains where you got to hike out there and it's
Yeah.
not disturbed, you might have to watch out for that.
You'll have some black diamond trails at the resort, but either way, I'm pretty sure the resort always checks
Mm-hmm.
like the snow conditions and all that. There's like a whole science to avalanches, man. It's crazy.
So is it like you going, or are you gonna take your uncles? Like, what's
What?
your uncle? Or
I mean,
To
I would
the
rather
snowboarding.
go in a group.
Oh,
are you going in a big group?
I don't know yet.
You don't know? Okay.
There's a friend network.
There's usually a club and stuff that you can be a part of.
Yeah.
Let's
Go hang out with a group of people and you all go down.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know like who's going. I'm like,
Yeah,
he's
so-
buying all this. He's gearing up. I'm like, is he going?
It's a friend from work, but I'll probably go. I'll go solo if I want, and it's not a big
Okay.
deal. I mean, you're riding down a hill, you can't really hear everyone, you know.
That's true. But I mean, if you get
If
buried,
you're at like
you know, like you have someone there to help you out. Or
If you're
something.
at
Well,
ski-
if I'm in those conditions where there's a risk of me being buried, there's typically like you go out with like a beacon, a shovel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never been. That's why I didn't know that.
you gotta get yourself one of them little GPS modules.
That's what I was talking about. That
Oh,
The beacon. Yeah.
okay.
that avalanche GPS, whatever.
Just in case you get if
There's
you
that.
fall
But
under.
that's like if I'm deep into the scene, that's
Mhm.
when people start doing that, going out and finding different mountains that aren't like monitored, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Oof, I wouldn't. I'm too safe to do any of that stuff. Would you ever jump out a plane?
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't. I'm too afraid for that. Now that
See,
I'll go on a roller coaster, but jumping out of a plane, no, thank you.
But you got a parachute. It's not like you're.
I've always said that
It
I would.
not work.
I've always said that I'll do all these things, but now it's like I have a kid and a family at home, so it's like I'm not afraid to do it, but I have to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's that chance that I might not come back if I do something absolutely crazy.
Or just, you go out for a pack of cigarettes and you never go. No, I'm just kidding. Just disappear. But yeah,
I
no,
suppose anywhere I could go.
you
I could
have
get
more
kidnapped or shopped
responsibilities
or
now.
something. Yeah,
you know.
But you're still willing to get a motorcycle.
I haven't got it yet.
But you're still willing to.
I want to get a motorcycle.
And
But
you're
I
just. I'm just saying because you were just talking about how you don't want to
Well,
go
see, that's the
skydiving
thing.
and all,
Like,
all that.
you wouldn't see me riding my motorcycle down 41 or anything. If I got my motorcycle, I would do like a touring kind of thing, where like I might go to Michigan and ride through campsite to campsite.
Plus,
and go
he's
through, like,
been
the
doing
trails
this
and
for a
stuff.
couple of years now.
Either way,
riding
it's
bike.
just the people around
Oh,
you. It's just
I mean,
this
it's the
statistics.
people, but you
All
still
it-
get at
All it
least
takes is one
experience.
car, and it would swipe you. It doesn't
Like,
matter how much experience you
Tyler
have.
driving down the block and stuff's like different than me driving, or riding in the block. Like, cause for instance, like I still have, you still have the risk of people being crazy, but I mean, you still have risk of not knowing what you're doing if you're not
Yeah.
as experienced. So with that, I can say like at least Tyler has some experience
Yeah. I could agree with
because he's
that.
been riding for like years.
I was
Like-
just curious because he was saying he didn't want to do all that stuff, and now, but
Mhm.
he still
If-
wants that motorcycle.
I've always wanted a motorcycle. That's been one of my things since I was little. But it's just every year these streets get crazier and crazier. And I'm like, do I really want to put my little 500-pound bike on the street with your 6,000-pound car while you're staring at your fucking phone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you do. It's insane I mean, I go on my phone while I drive. I'm not gonna lie. I was texting and driving the other day.
I've seen you Snapchat and drive.
Yeah, I Snapchat. Well, Snapchat's a little bit easier because if you're doing a video,
I guess so.
I normally kind of transition to videos while I drive.
I'm really bad at using my phone while I drive, even
a
if
good
it's
thing.
just something quick.
Oh well,
So it's
just
not
don't touch it.
Yeah, I try to do the hands-free stuff, and if I actually I can answer a phone call and talk, but if I'm like trying to text or something like that, I don't do it because I'm bad at it.
Sometimes I try and tie my shoe and drive too.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think
I'm kidding. That'd be nuts.
I remember one time I was leaving work and I was driving to like a party and I was changing my pants while I was driving.
Okay, I wouldn't do that. Like that's.
I
would
in-
crash.
Well, it was on like 41 probably, and it was when I had an automatic car, so I just set it on cruise control and just changed my pants.
Changing your pants, everyone's looking at him like, what is he doing? He's like trying to hurry up, jiggling. What's it called? I could see his like belt like getting stuck or something like that.
Right.
Put that on when you get there. Just get the pants changed. You know?
That's funny. I can imagine, and especially now with these like self-driving cars, seeing someone like changing or something.
Oh,
Your movements look like you're about to say shave your armpit.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
if you had one of those like brand new cars where like they'll automatically brake when they get too close to someone, or they track the lane so they can stay in it, then you could probably do a bit more without having to worry about
Yeah,
it.
dude. So
Now, if that car malfunctions, you're probably be fucked. But
so like I'm gonna
Still
get
shouldn't.
yeah. I'm gonna.
oh no, anyone that's listening, we're not saying try this.
If technology
This is
there,
a do
no, I'm
not
just
try.
kidding.
This is a do not try. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah. So if you have a smart card, don't be stupid. Get it? No. Joke didn't land.
I get it. Oh, dude, I saw. I'm okay. What am I? What road am I on? Taft, I think. Going through Gary, I seen a smart car, but this thing had like
The
big
small
off-
smart car?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Gary.
Okay.
Yeah, the little like 2-door one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's got a camo blue and white wrap on it,
I think I've
and
seen
then did it have big off-road wheels on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like big, huge 4-wheeler wheels on it with these big, like aggressive off-road wheels and like a spoiler wing on the back. And I'm like, I want to drive that.
I think there's a sticker on it that's like says send nudes or something. I don't know.
It was just
Yeah.
parked. It was just parked on
That's
the side of a
hilarious.
building one day. I just seen it. I'm like, shh, I need that.
Did they start it up?
No, I was driving,
Oh.
so I didn't even get to like. I
The
just
one
passed it.
The one I seen, I can't remember if it's the same one or not, but it had like an exhaust on it and everything.
Nice.
That's-
It
that's
could have
funny.
been. It could have been the same one.
It
I
could
mean,
have
it was in the same area, but I was just driving, so I just seen it parked. You know,
I've
there wasn't
never
like
seen
nobody
it.
around it or anything.
The one I saw was actually out in Cedar Lake at that tracks.
Really?
Yeah, it was parked out there.
Maybe there's like a line of them.
Probably.
People are selling them.
Oh, no idea.
That's crazy though.
probably a little crew.
Tiny little.
I have
smart
heard
car.
that they do make like a bunch of like stupid aftermarket parts for them. Like you can get like this ricer pipe that makes it all loud and cool sounding.
I hate racers so much because those like it's a people too because when they start like trying to rev their engine and I'm like, bro, your car looks like
Okay, you hear
it's from the
Junior.
early '90s.
You hear your car when you rev it up. It sounds good.
Yeah.
And then there's this kid from high school that has this Honda Civic that it sounds like a weed whacker with the muffler falling off.
Yeah.
What makes it worse is for the Civic situations that those engines are made to like rev really high.
Yeah.
So that's just what makes like tops it off and just like that's bad.
And at the same time, like you drive a stick. So you let off the gas and you hear the turbo and then you shift. And so it's like, "Bah, bah," and then when you hear theirs, it's like,
Yeah. Sounds like they got like a bunch of fart cans in the back, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
not even a fart can. It sounds like someone's spitting in a straw.
And then they drive and act like they're so quick or something. I'm like,
oh,
bro,
and they're
like, you
always
don't
slow
have...
as shit.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't have the car for this. Just stop revving your engine, please. It's
That
so
could be you,
annoying.
man.
I don't want a racer.
Well, you might fall into the scene. You get a new car, and then you're like, oh, let me do this little thing. It's cheap. And then next thing you know,
I just start getting in it.
snowball.
And what were you saying that I'll make a racer? I'll just get into making my car.
Well, you said you're
going
gonna
to
get a Volkswagen,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be making a ricer.
Oh, yeah. Thank
That's
you.
true.
Yeah,
I don't- like,
either-
you could.
Junior's
you could.
car is nowhere near ricer.
You could still rice it out.
Yeah.
It just depends what you do to it.
That's true. And I don't want a racer, but like if it sound nice, I wouldn't mind that. If I get the Jetta, maybe, because I want also a SUV.
If you do get the Jetta, I do recommend a cold air intake and a 3-inch turbo back because you actually get good benefits from it. You get more horsepower and better gas mileage.
Why are you giggling over there?
It's just because that's what he says about everything. I don't think it's exactly true. But
No, your engine gets more airflow, so it burns everything more efficiently.
yeah, but at the same time, that car was designed with that intake in mind. Because I noticed my car lost a little bit of horsepower when I changed my intake. Those cars are made with those intakes, man.
Yeah, but did you change programming and everything though?
No.
See, that's why.
Either way, it wouldn't.
Your computer's designed to run off its stock parts. If you changed how much air volume's going in or how much air volume's coming out, your computer isn't changed, so it's not going to burn it right.
It is changed because there's a mass airflow sensor.
Yeah, but your computer doesn't know that I want more air because I have more airflow. it's still not designed to do it.
That's what that sensor's for, man. It knows there's more air coming in, so that changes the ratios.
Every car I've had, I've done those simple bolt-ons, and I've gotten way bigger gains than the stock did.
How modern were your cars, though?
The
Ooh.
oldest one was
That-
my S10. It was a 98 S10, but it had a 95 engine.
Okay, and then
That one had pretty good gains. My Golf, the
That was
Golf
like
doesn't really
04.
count. The Golf doesn't really count because the engine wasn't stock. It had
it was the
aftermarket.
Audi.
It had
right?
all of them are like Audi, Volkswagen. They're the same thing.
Yeah, but
badge.
But it had aftermarket cams, aftermarket crank, forged pistons, higher compression top end, a way bigger turbo that should have ever been in it.
Duct
Cold
tape
air
over the
intake.
check engine light.
yeah, it was red duct tape too.
The asshole that sold it to me had a piece of electrical tape over the engine light and told me the engine light was off. I was pissed off at that.
On the engine light. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. Yeah, it passes emissions. Yeah, fuck you. And then I had a 3-inch turbo back with high flow.
Wait.
Actually, it didn't even have caps.
How did you find out about the tape on the engine light?
Because when I plugged in my programmer, I was reading codes.
Yeah.
But then I was like, how are the codes here if I have no engine light? So I popped the cluster out and I took it apart, like expecting there to be like a
Oh.
blown fuse or the bulb burnt out. Piece of tape over it. It works fine.
Oh my gosh.
But see that Golf I had, it was built for more air. So that one doesn't really count.
that Golf was beautiful though.
My Envoy is an 05. The Golf was an 05 too. And that one, I cut the muffler off because it was all rusted out. And then I brought it all the way up to the Cat and I did an axle dump. And then I did put a muffler back in it because I'm not about to be stupid enough to do that.
Well, I was just laughing because I think of every time Justin talks about one car you had that he says sounded like a monster truck.
Yeah. That
Which
that
one
was my
that one?
that was my S10 because the one day I blew out the you know where the donut is where the Y pipe comes up to connect to your header?
Oh, your truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rusted, and the one day I just blew it out. I shifted hard or something, and it just went boom, and then all of a sudden it was like just a straight header, so it sounded like a monster truck.
I was like, geez.
But
You'd hear him pull into my driveway. Oh, Tyler's here. I mean, I could hear you pulling, but it was like crazy. Like,
I'm sure it was like shaking the walls.
yeah.
But my Envoy was actually the biggest gain that I've seen, and don't open my hood because I didn't actually buy a cold air intake kit for it. I made one and just kind of rigged it up to see if it would work. I got a filter and a piece of PVC and then a cold air intake part from another car that just happened to fit together. And then I put my mass airflow sensor in where it needed to go in. And then I did the exhaust. I did a 3-inch catback. So it's a 3-inch pipe into a muffler and then an axle dump. And just with those, I think I spent like $100 to do all this. I'm getting about 4 or 5 more miles to the gallon with those add-ons.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, go for it, man.
Hey, man, Jerry, rig it all you want.
I got an SUV that's almost running 20 miles to the gallon city.
That's pretty good.
So that's awesome.
But yeah, I don't know what upgrades I would put on a Jetta. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
one I didn't tune. I want to get it tuned, but I haven't tuned it yet.
With the Jetta, just be like intake, downpipe, basically the stuff I've done to my car.
I might. Who knows? I might. Who knows? It depends on how nice or, I guess,
Just don't go
how
too
fast
crazy.
I want to go.
Just don't go too crazy because then you do have to start getting into tunes and you can turn your engine light on and it's just more than you want to work with.
It'll turn on if you do the downpipe, so you need the tune for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I would have to consider that to see if that's something more or less. Plus, I mean, I'm not too big into driving fast and stuff. So
Well, have you driven a fast car?
no. I mean, I've been in your car.
I
some
remember I
of
was teaching
Tyler's.
my girlfriend how to drive my car, and now she
Oh,
wants a
yeah?
fast car.
Really? She
Yeah.
likes learning the stick shift?
No, it was just.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, if we're ever in a situation, I just want you to have like a basic understanding. So-
Okay. But now she wants a stick shift?
No.
Oh, no.
She just
no,
wants
no.
a fast car.
Oh, just a fast car?
Yeah.
Because she was.
If you're going to have a fast car, You need a stick.
No, you don't.
You don't need one, but I would rather have one.
I like automatic.
It's fun, but
It's simpler.
Unless
with
it's
an
paddle
automatic.
shifters. I don't know if you guys have ever driven
I've seen
something
those
with
paddle shifters.
shifters.
I would do a paddle shifter. It looks nice, and it seems like it's easier to shift. Make those.
When I was working at the Chrysler dealer, they had an SRT 8300, and they set it up with paddle shifters. And newer cars, they give you the option for paddle shifters, and all it does is tell the transmission to go to the next gear, and it's still computer controlled. If you floor it, it'll still shift automatically. The one that I drove was legit. You pulled the paddle, and it actually was a different trans that legitly shifted and everything that way. But that thing, supercharged 5.7, I think it was, all-wheel drive, and a Chrysler 300 with just too much horsepower. But you could just rip that thing down the road, and I mean, you slap the shifter on the steering wheel, and it just jerked to the next gear on a sequential trans.
Yeah.
And it's just every time you hit the gear, you heard the wheels chirp, and just down the road, and you're doing like 150 in no time.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid power. That would be the only exception that I wouldn't have a stick.
Yeah, I'm all for the automatic. It's simple, and I don't want to be like, I don't know. I feel like when I drive, I don't want to have to worry about something else, which is shifting all the time.
yeah,
I-
you're too
I
busy
sometimes-
texting.
Yeah, because I'm texting and,
It's ridiculous.
With that said, though, we're at 30 minutes, so it's break time.
Ad
So-
time.
But not just ad time, Junior. Let me introduce, from Mexico to the rest of the world, Adam Stone.
It was an accident we didn't want. No, it was an accident. Why do you run? It was an accident. Why do you run? It was an accident. No. On the 30th day of the 7th month, a nameless kid was born. Fear of the snow, cause nobody told. But that little kid didn't know how to home. The truth was unspoken for days. He had never seen their face. But they're the reason he's alive today. He just wants to know why they run away. Why did you run? Why did you? Why did you run?
Get high-quality XLR cables from EBXYA. EBXYA makes keeping track of your cables easier by delivering 6 different color coding options. Their cables are made with a durable metallic connector, which allows your cable to last longer. Their cables are also made with a flexible, durable PVC jacket cable, imported with remarkable tenacity, elasticity, waterproof, mold-proof, and anti-cracking. Keep your sound intact and search EBXYA on Amazon today.
Hey, Justin, you like to sing, right? Give us a little something.
Hey!
You need to take that over to Lofty Cat Studios. You can record that kind of music there. They got drum kits, acoustic pianos, Fender and Martin guitars. They can help you get your music on all streaming platforms and get you some CDs made.
And we're back, and I hope you guys enjoyed the song Accident by Adam Stone. And don't worry, there's another minute after the show.
So have you guys seen anything weird on the internet lately?
Tyler, you?
What's not weird?
Yeah,
on
I
the
guess it's-
internet?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird place. I can't think of anything currently, but, internet's pretty weird.
I was scrolling through the other day and I saw this video of this man who saved his nail clippings for a year. And
What?
then he grated it, made it into a fine powder, add water, made a paste. And long story short, he made an engagement ring out of it.
Oh.
Yeah. I
And
don't know.
did he get married? Like, did she
Probably.
say yes?
Probably, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of thought and you into that ring.
I didn't know where you were going from because I've seen something weird. I guess it's still on the internet because it was on Pinterest. But hair clippings or fingernail clippings, they ground them up and they tilled them into the soil, and it actually worked for fertilizer.
Yeah, I could see that because there's like all kind of nutrients and whatnot.
Yeah,
but this guy made
he's
it.
wearing it.
Yeah,
He's
I
giving it to
wasn't-
the woman he loves.
I thought you were going somewhere with that, but then you're like, he made it into a ring, and I'm like, oh, so that's definitely on the weird category.
How would you even explain that to your girl? Like, hey, baby,
I put
just-
all of me into this.
yeah,
Maybe that's
literally,
why they got divorced in a year.
I saved all my toe clippings and fingernail clippings, and I just wanted to ask you, will you marry me? Like, what? Who would do that? Yes, I would. I love that. You're so
Yeah,
weird.
And it was just gross seeing his stack of nail clippings.
Well, they're probably yellow nails. Maybe he didn't wash his hands that day when he
Ugh.
was clipping his nails, and he's grounding it into a fine powder.
Yeah, little caquita in there,
Working
you know,
on his
just,
car, so he has those like rich black clippings.
Oof.
Just all the
Bro.
grossness stuffed up under there. Ugh.
That's what I'm saying. And like, she's gonna wear that.
Was it toenails too?
I don't know. I was thinking that. I was like,
Like I'm thinking,
In
did he
my
have
head,
like
that's-
athlete's feet or
that was my
something
first
that's all mixed
question.
into that ring? And
I'm sure it was toenails.
If it's toenails, that's disgusting.
I
as
don't. Feet are always gross.
heck. I don't like toenail things. Like that's just you know, out of having to clip my fingernails and toenails, I rather clip my fingernails and like right. But like your toenails, like that's just that's a different story.
I've been sitting here trying to think about something I could top that with. I can't.
I mean, there was a guy that I know, or not I know. I'm sorry, I don't know him, but I've seen on the internet he was collecting his belly lint.
Ew.
That's pretty gross, right?
Was he making a shirt out of it?
No, he was just collecting it. He ended up.
I have kind of like a little more of like a raunchy topic if you guys want to dip that way.
Yeah, no, you know what? Never mind. I think we're gonna pass on that one. What else you got?
Well,
Something a little less raunchy.
You ever notice how like YouTube really pushes videos sometimes? Like it's completely unrelated to what you're currently watching.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
So I kept getting this one for GQ, and it's this rock climber reviewing different rock climbing scenes from movies.
yeah,
It's been popping up on my YouTube for probably like the past month. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll watch it.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
It's so
And
irritating.
it is irritating, especially when you're like, fine, I'll watch it.
Yeah, and then you finally give in. And you're like, damn it, why'd I do that? It just
So
sucks.
I was watching it, and then this dude lifted up his hands, and he had the most muscular fingers I've seen. He's a rock climber. It makes sense, you know. Yeah. But it just
like
amazed me
his
how
biceps are on his fingers.
Fat, yeah. Basically.
have you seen like those free climbers? Like where like there's like no harness, no nothing. They're just literally free climbing it with their hands only.
Yeah, stupid people.
Yeah, there was like this one guy. He climbed. I forgot. There's like a whole documentary on it, and he climbed with his hands all the way to this. It was like this crazy mountain that no one's ever climbed, and he could have died. Everyone was just like freaked out, and he did it, and that's freaky.
Could
Like,
you imagine the one slip and then you just wait for the splat? Like,
oh.
I ain't doing that. Hell
Yeah,
no.
and a lot of those people were his like friends and stuff, and they're like, I don't know why he does this all the time, and everyone's like freaking out. Meanwhile, even the director didn't really want to do it, but
Some people just need that thrill.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's a little bit of a gimmick, because you always see it all the time. Like, oh, this guy is about to tight wire across the Grand Canyon, and just, oh, it's gonna be dangerous, blah blah blah. But I feel like there's something behind it where they probably practice something,
I don't know. Oh,
or
well, like
or scoped it out. He probably
they
did scoped it out.
They
and,
did
like,
do that. Like they even told how that he was going to which way he was gonna climb, like which part of the mountains were like too like I guess that he couldn't make.
Well, I'm sure when you're going to do like, because he put it on TV or something like that.
He did a documentary.
Yeah, so I'm sure there was people that were like evaluating the whole cliffside and everything and be like, don't climb there because it looks like loose rock, and don't climb here because there's nothing to grab.
Yeah.
This is your perfect line of your best shot of not dying, even though you still have a 90% chance of dying.
Yeah, it was still crazy, like to see him. Right, and my brother was watching it, and then I started watching. And I was like, oh my gosh.
And then there was a dude that skydived from space. You remember that?
Oh, from Red Bull, right?
Yeah,
When
he
was
didn't even
sponsored
have
by
a
it?
he didn't even have a parachute. I don't think.
Oh,
I think he just dropped
Oh,
it.
wasn't he in one of them wingsuits?
No, no, I think he just.
They did a Red
how
Bull.
did he? Well, he died.
No, he didn't die.
Oh, how did he live?
But it's the same situation. I feel like they try to induce a fear and like a curiosity in it.
Yeah.
But really, it's all controlled.
He didn't have a
there-
parachute. How does that?
It was a big. I can't remember if he had a parachute or not, but there was one guy that definitely did it, and it was just a big net at the bottom.
and
So as he dove in,
how did he not rip through that net
It was
or
like
break his neck?
It was multiple layers of netting.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I would never.
What if you like? What if the wind blows and you miss your shot?
But
Yeah.
when the guy, you remember watching it or no? He like jumped out and then he just started spinning it all crazy.
I kind of
Spinning
remember
and
the Red
flipping.
Bull one. If
Yeah.
that's the same
Yeah.
one, then yeah, I
I
remember.
remember a
bit of it.
Red Bull one where I don't know if they were in space, but they were like ridiculously high, like not normal.
Yeah, pretty
skydiving.
much. It was
But the
really,
guy didn't
really
have
high.
a parachute; he had a wingsuit. So he opened up his arms and then he started gliding.
Oh man,
And
That's-
he
I don't think
landed
it's the
in
same.
water or something somewhere. I don't think we're thinking about the same thing though, because he definitely didn't land in a net.
those wingsuits things.
It was
are real
still
cool.
pretty badass.
I would like. Would you ever do one of those things where like you're in the wingsuit and then you?
Yeah, I'd try it out.
I feel like I'd mess up.
Basically everything in Point Break, I'd probably try. The new Point Break. I haven't seen the old one in a while.
I'm trying to remember the new one.
It was the really bad movie, and they like, oh, it's the 6 essentials of life. We gotta rock climb, go surfing, and all that. He's
Oh,
chasing the big
I-
wave.
Mhm.
I seen the original one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was so cheesy. It was like beyond cheesy.
And then the
with
new
Keanu
one.
Reeves.
Yeah,
I
and
only
then the-
watched it because of him.
the new one's even worse.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I guess if we're gonna talk about some like extreme stuff on the internet, like extreme sports kind of things, since we kind of swung that way,
go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
As long as it's not
Um,
raunchy.
Yeah.
no.
Just weird now, right? Like the 50-50 Reddit. Have you guys ever looked at that?
Yeah, that's what
I see
showed
you follow.
earlier.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I guess that would make for a good video, us
Yeah.
reacting to that, because I would probably get pretty sick.
Well, the one I was gonna bring up is like the downhill mountain bike riders.
Oh, those are cool.
I'm super into that right now. It's like the best thing to watch on the internet right now for me because I'm trying to get a mountain bike and I'm trying to get into all that stuff. But you see those riders, the Red Bull ones especially, they're insane. Dude, one of them that I seen, they're just going through basically like a town and flying down the sidewalks, and it's like a third world country, so there's like alleyways that look like super sketchy, and you're jumping off rooftops of houses and going over like, you know,
Jeez.
tight spaces where like you wonder how they didn't clip their bars on something, and they're flying. And then there's other ones where like they actually got like a dirt trail that's with huge jumps in it, and then sometimes they're going down rock paths in and out of trees and stuff. But they're always going so fast. They're always going through some kind of weird technical area where it's like, if I came anywhere near that, my face is going to hit something extremely hard.
Bro. I couldn't even make that jump that one time. So it's like, if I would be on that, there's no way I would make it. I would trip, fall, die.
Yeah, I love watching those videos too, just because everyone that Red Bull sponsors are just like,
They're all nuts.
yeah, they're
So
They're
yesterday I
superhumans.
went to the GNCC races. It's a big four-wheeler dirt bike UTV race, but it was raining yesterday, so everything was like super torn up. But these guys, they release you in heats, and then when you're all out on the track, there's literally, last year dirt bikes were almost 200 riders on the track at the same time. And it's like I can't remember how long it was, almost a 20-mile loop. But
Jeez.
you ride this loop for like an hour or something crazy, and you do multiple laps over and over again until you get to the last lap, and then they say your time's up and they look for your fastest lap. But the terrain that these guys go through is just absolutely insane, completely unforgiving. I mean, people go up like pretty much cliffs of hills, and you see people where their four-wheelers tumbling back down, and the crowds of people are running away so they don't get hit by a four-wheeler. Like, This isn't a place where you sit in the bleachers and you watch a track in a stadium. You're out in the woods and cornfields and stuff, and like you have to sign a waiver to go in because you actually are on the track with the rider. And you get to the point where, like, say there's one part that's called Iron Man Hill. It's a straight up hill climb, pretty much, and four-wheeler people are flying up it. And if anyone starts to get hung up or they start getting stuck, the crowd of people, like, they all reach in and they grab the guy in the four-wheeler and like they start making a chain and they pull you back up to the top of the hill. Because if you don't, you're going to start tumbling. So, there's actually been some people that got hurt pretty bad and everything there too.
Can you like imagine like being in, standing there and then almost getting smacked by someone?
Not even that. What you're talking about reminds me of all the rally videos you see with those cars just flying through woods and all that. And there's just crowds of people chilling on the side with their kids and whatnot. It's like, no, I'd stand a little. It'd be cool to see, but I want to stand a little further away.
Yeah, because if that car drifts, man, and or
drifts, jumps, it's all over the place.
The tire flies out, smacks someone in the face.
I think that was like some of the demise of Group B rally racing was just because those cars were out of control, and then there was so much power in them, and then it was just like hitting crowd members. The drivers were dying.
Yeah, it's I've seen another funny thing on the internet.
Oh.
Like those guys when they get a nice new car and they're trying to drift it themselves on some curvy roads.
Yeah.
And you just see them completely wipe out the car.
Wipe out, hit a pole.
It's like the funniest things alive because it's like you spend so much money. Like these are like $70,000, 60 however thousands of dollars and for the car. And you're telling me that you got it smacked, you end up hitting it and ruining the entire car? That's insane. All that money just goes to waste because you were trying to drift it.
And not even that, or if you just see, like, the exotic car fails on YouTube.
My gosh.
People don't know how to handle that much power, and it just flies and just wrecks it.
No, like it's like at that point, just leave it in your garage. Just look at it, take it down the street every once in a while. I mean, it's like what kind of sucks about
reverse back in.
I mean, what kind of sucks about buying fast cars is you don't really have places to drive them, unless like you paid. Like how you could rent like track time or something and drive it around track. Other than that, you're kind of just stuck with your super fast car that you really can't do much in.
Yeah, that's true. It's like you could take it on the highway and then what? You're gonna do like 120, get pulled over.
Exactly.
Get a felony.
Yeah, and then forever scar your record because of that. And it sucks, but yeah, like I think that's hilarious when I was watching another weird video. I was looking into Audis and Audi Q7s just because I really like Audi. And the Q7's an SUV, but I was looking at crash tests and crashes with the Audi Q7 just to see how well it can take hits for safety reasons. And I seen one video where this guy literally sliced in half his car because he was going so fast. He ran into a pole, and his car, it was one end on the other side of the street and the other on the other side. Like, it was literally sliced in half by a pole.
Damn.
I was like, how fast was that guy going to cut an SUV in half?
It was an Audi?
Yeah, it was an Audi Q7.
Wow.
Specifically.
There was this one time I was driving from Six Flags, and I was on the highway, or I was on like the back roads. I wasn't on the highway. I think we were stopping to get ice cream or something. I can't remember, but this dude, it was nighttime. This dude was driving, and I seen him like swerving. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I'm gonna keep my space. And next thing you know, I just see him smack the curb, and you just hear ding, 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 ding. So I don't know if this dude just snapped his lug nuts or what. But yeah, he really jacked up his car.
Dude, no way.
And I just drove past. I was like, ooh, that sucks.
Are those people you see that have like that janky muffler where it's like you're like it's gonna pop right here? Like I go
you
around
see it
those
bouncing
guys.
when they're driving?
Yeah, and it's
I
literally
actually
looks like it's close to the ground.
I actually had to swerve out of the way once because I was driving behind one of those guys and he hit a bump and the muffler like flung out the back of the car.
Exactly, it's insane. Or there's people carrying wood in their car. It's like never really that secured, and they're driving slow, thinking that the wood's not going to slide out. Like, no, I'm not getting impaled by a.
It was like
plank.
I was driving and the car like sounded kind of shitty, and then he hit this bump and it was like it all of a sudden got louder. Like he's just driving and all of a sudden, bah! Like, oh, there's no more muffler on that guy's car, and I'm like, that sucks for him. And then he hits another bump and it just goes, and this thing's flying up in the air and spinning. I'm like, oh boy, swerve around that.
Yeah, it's insane. I remember we were driving to Six Flags one day with my parents, and literally it was like this long wood board flew off the back of this guy's truck, and my dad had to swerve around. It was insane. It was like the scariest moment ever because, like, we seen it in the distance, but then all of a sudden it started flying closer to us, and my dad had to swerve out the way and swerve back into lane. But it was because the people don't know how to secure the wood. Secure your wood, okay? If you're driving out there, just put the wood on your truck and find a way to put some rope on it or something. Just don't have it sitting out there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same concept of keeping it in your pants. Don't let it come out.
Secure the wood.
Secure the wood.
Pull it in the waistband.
Exactly.
But there was this one time. It was probably after 2 years of owning my car, and in those 2 years, I washed my car every weekend. I was taking care of it so much, and then on the highway, next thing you know, there's just a bumper chilling in the middle of I-65. Comes up, smacks the hood, and then from that point on, I was just like, I'm doing all this work, and it's just gonna get messed up anyways.
Yeah.
So that's why my car's been dirty.
Okay, yeah, because you put so much work into it. I mean, it's a car. It's like shoes, right?
Yeah.
Shoes are ultimately gonna get dirty.
Yeah,
and
at some
messed
point,
up.
you're gonna love and care for it so much, and then when something finally happens, you're like, why am I doing all this?
Yeah. Like when I hit that Taco Bell sign. You know. I said, you know what? Forget it.
I change my oil. I do all the mechanical work to it, the brakes, to everything. But when it comes to like washing it, the rain will do it. If it gets really dirty, I'll go through a car wash now and then. You got to be careful though, because some car washes will actually mess up your car.
Yeah, you got to avoid the ones with cloth. You got to do the touchless ones. My mom actually went through one that had like the cloth in it. I don't know why. I've always sort of avoided it, but this rock was like stuck in it or something, or maybe it was like a piece of metal. It smacked her windshield and like put a chip in it, a pretty good chip.
Oh, you know that's gonna spider too. It's gonna crack.
Yeah,
even
I
more.
think they have like a filling you could put in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause that happened with the rock.
Well, it depends on the chip, but the one she had, it was able to put a filling in it. Same
Okay.
with my
If
car.
it's
There's a filling in it.
If it's a crack, it'll spider. But if it's a chip, like a clean chip, you'd be all right. You could put the filler in it.
So like what? Like Speedway car washes or?
You just got to read it. If it says touchless, go for it.
I've heard BP car washes are actually the worst. Like not the new one. It's not new anymore, but the newer gas station up in Cedar Lake. I've heard that their car wash will scratch your car every time.
I wouldn't doubt it because it just has like the cloth things rubbing against your car.
But there's other car washes.
Who cleans those, you know?
Right. There's other car washes you can go to, and they do pretty decent. But that one specifically, I've heard just to never go to. And I don't know if it's just a crappy design or what.
I go to like Luke's gas stations, car wash, or what's it called? Or Speedway. Those are the only two. If I'm on a go. Like when I got all that bird crap on my car, I had to go to Speedway because I was on my way to an airsoft game.
I've never heard anything bad about Speedway, but Junior's right. The touchless ones are what you want to get to.
Around here, my favorite is Pine Island.
Pine Island?
Yeah, that's it. It's just right up on 30 and Burr.
Okay.
Yeah, it sits right there. You could. It's a coin wash, so you could wash it yourself, but they also have the touchless wash.
Oh, the one by that McDonald's? Is that the one you're talking about?
By U-Haul?
By U-Haul?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's another one then.
There's one in between McDonald's and U-Haul, and I think it's a touchless one, but it also
see what I
has
like
where
about
you can
car washes
pull
is
in
that
and pressure wash
you're
and
not
stuff.
washing it, you know.
I don't know. I like washing my car because with those car washes, there's always a certain point on your car that it's not going to clean.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it, like with the coin wash, that's what I prefer to do. So I'm able to get all like the crevices that I want to get.
Right.
On the inside of your car or the outside?
Outside, but they have vacuums there too.
Okay.
If you're trying to do that.
Yeah, I normally like clean my car myself when it's like summertime. I'll wash it.
I remember there was one time I tried washing my car just because it's been a while and it's winter. I didn't realize there was a really bad wind chill, so I washed it real quick. It was a coin wash, and then I was leaving. It just froze on my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, that was a bad idea.
Yeah. So it was hard for me to get the door open after that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, talk about that. I lost my door handle, remember, last winter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys
did I
remember
tell
that
story?
ice storm we had?
I think
What
I
was
did.
it, a few years back?
Wouldn't it be last year?
Maybe.
No,
I don't
it
know.
was
Last
a-
year
it
it
was
was
We
so
gotta-
cold we legally couldn't go out.
No, it was a few years back. They actually had like 6 inches of ice built up on 41.
I
That
don't
was
remember
solid
that.
It
ice.
seems like 41 all the time.
Well, they put us in a state of emergency and everything, and they actually shut down the roads for a little bit.
Really?
Until they had plows come and chip it all up.
That's insane.
But that was another one, like you couldn't open the front door of your house. And when you went outside, all the trees and everything were all solid ice, and your
It
car
had to
doors
be
and
this
stuff
past
were
year.
ice.
We get that every year.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
Indiana's
You
like,
get it to an extent every year, but the one year it was just really bad. Like it was way worse than it usually is.
Indiana's very cold. It's like winter times. You got to get ready because it's insane.
I wouldn't say very cold, but we get weird weather patterns where sometimes it'll warm up and then it'll freeze again, and that's where it comes from. That's where it gets bad.
Yeah, but I mean, we had, like I said, the last winter we were like super negatives. Like,
Oh yeah, we did have
literally, cats and dogs were freezing. Stray cats and dogs were like frozen.
I think they said it was colder than the Arctic or something.
Yeah,
I had to work during that.
that's horrible.
I was hanging cameras.
With your shorts?
Well, they forced me to wear pants at work.
I was picturing Tyler's like leg hair is just frozen.
Frozen straight.
Yeah, pretty much like spikes.
I don't know why, but my face sweats, so my eyebrows will be frozen, and my mustache and goatee will be
Oh,
frozen.
dude, that's me every time I airsoft. When I airsoft, my mustache is literally frozen at a certain... Like, it'll be, like, spiking up when I get my mustache roll on. It'll be, like, literally curled a little bit, but it's frozen that way because of so much of the cold. And when you breathe, I wear a mask, so breathing into that mask causes, like, that condensation,
Yeah.
which then freezes even worse.
And then you
that-
got your mocos that are just
Yeah.
freezing on your face.
Before I started wearing a mask, I was shot in the face. With an airsoft, with an airsoft gun, and I was bleeding out, from my nose. So when I was bleeding, literally it was so cold that it froze. The blood froze on my face, so I stopped bleeding because it froze
That's
it
good,
so quick.
yeah.
So it was a good thing, but my goodness, it took a second because I kept just bleeding and bleeding, and I had to try and stop it, but eventually I just stopped caring and it just froze over.
There was no med pack or something. There was no one being the medic.
No, you're supposed to like carry Band-Aids and stuff yourself, so I didn't have any at the time. Now I carry Band-Aids and any sort of like allergy medications for if someone's got like allergies or something and it kicks in. I got like a Benadryl for someone who needs the help.
I still think paintball is more fun.
Do you still have the picture of your nose?
Yeah, I do.
We'll put that on the Instagram.
Yeah, so people can see how crazy it was. It was nasty. It was very gross. And like I said, it kept bleeding. And
I don't know if I've ever seen a picture.
Yeah, I kept trying to wipe my face. It was like a small circle, but it was bleeding a lot when I first got hit.
You and
was
your nose,
insane.
man. Your nose just
I
gets
got
I know. I've broken my nose 3 times and now shot in the face with the airsoft gun. I always get hit in the face. I don't get it. It's my nose. Maybe it's because I have a big nose. I don't know. It's fairly average. I don't know.
We got some funny paintball stories.
Well, paintball
yeah.
story. Yeah.
I remember
we
I
can
got
talk
shot in
about
the
that.
throat.
So did I.
No, he got shot right in the windpipe, right on his
right in the soft spot.
Adam,
Right
we were
here.
sitting there. Remember? Do you remember that at all?
I don't
You were on my team.
We were hiding out,
Yeah.
and
Well, it was like everyone was out. We were
Yeah.
sitting there at like respawn in a section where we can't leave or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler our team was losing bad.
Yeah.
We were pushed way back. It was when we first
This-
were playing.
this was when I messed with my gun and like just kind of tweaked it a little bit so I could fire more. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump out of this pit and I'm gonna go and light up these other guys, see if we can knock a couple out because we were doing really bad. And right when I stood up, it was like, boom, and I just fell on the ground, just choking.
And everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Just a big yellow, just.
That day was fun. I went to your house like super early.
Yeah.
I had my cup and everything ready. I was like, I'm getting a cup.
That was another time. Everyone was in like a long
Eugene
sleeve
too.
and everything, and I was a white T-shirt and shorts.
No, you had your black T-shirt and you had it was a black long sleeve, and you had your hood, your zip up hoodie, your brown.
Yeah.
Until I took it off because I was sweating my ass off.
Was it the one that he bought after he saw you wearing it?
Or no, that was the black one. Yeah, remember that one time where you had bought a hoodie that I had gotten from, I think it was like Target or something. I got this warm looking hoodie, and you literally got the same exact one.
My aunt bought it for me.
Yeah, and then I was like, "This is the last time I'm telling someone where I got my clothes." I even told Junior.
I didn't buy it. My aunt bought it.
I just hate being the same, and some like now with the glasses, I'm like, for the love.
Hey man, I've had the same glasses for years. I had a light brown one of these.
You had year. Where it was a thinner metal under your glasses. Do you remember those with the orange on the inside?
That was like sophomore year of high school.
No one cares about your glasses.
Exactly. But I mean, ours are still a different shape, but it's similar style.
Back to paintball. Remember the one time that you like completely lit me up?
Yeah. So what happened was like eventually when Tyler got shot in the throat, our team kept losing.
You get one shot. And if it pops, it counts.
Yeah,
if it didn't pop, it doesn't count.
Yeah, but going back to what I was saying is that we were in a team and we were getting wrecked because we didn't know we were playing against a bunch of guys because we got a group of how many people?
It was a big group.
It was like 12, 20 people. Yeah,
something.
It was a ton of people that went. But the people who were chosen on another team, they were all people who were good at paintball. And
they had the paintball
gear,
guns that you could like really rapid fire.
They had the shirts. They already knew.
We're with like rentals.
Yeah, we're with rentals. Junior just had a mask, and that was like it. And so we were stuck in a predicament because we didn't know. So anyway, we swapped the teams. Tyler ended up swapping on the other team. I think Eugene ended up also swapping onto the other team. And then it was just me and you, and I forgot who else was on our team. But I know as friend-wise, it was like just us. So when Tyler was on the other team, there's this map where...
Let's put the setting. So everyone's kind of on one side of the map. So everyone's in a big group, and there's a couple of people. I'm slowly making my way over. I popped off a couple of guys, and there's a big fort. There's 4 ways in.
Yeah, we're defending the fort.
Justin's on the outside of the fort. I made it inside the fort.
I was inside the fort. You were on the outside of the fort. Yeah, you're on the edge the opening.
We were going through one of the openings, and I'm peeking around the corner, and I see this guy up on a thing. So I pop him off. I get one shot, and I made it. And then I'm like, okay, the coast is clear. I come around the corner. Justin just unloads like at least 20 paintballs. His hopper's
almost
empty.
My whole hopper, yeah.
And all of them popped. I'm yellow, head to toe, and he just kept on firing.
I mean, like, listen, man. So, like, how it happened was...
His excuse was he was in the moment, and he kept on shooting.
So, like, we had rental guns, too. Like, because, again, a lot of us, we're just playing for fun. We're excited. It was at Badlands.
Yeah.
And it was a ton of fun. It was like Tyler was saying. Our objective was to defend a fort, and there was like sections like it was giant fences where you can climb up the fence with. It was almost like a lookout tower, like a lookout tower, and
pronunciations today, guys.
So, but I was being tasked with at the time to just like watch the entrances. Tyler ended up hitting a guy at the tower. I freaked out. I seen Tyler at the edge of trying to peek the corner at the opening of the fence. So I didn't know it was Tyler. I just seen it was a guy. So I was like, in the moment, and I lit him up. I figured it was my chance because these rental
Literally,
guns,
highlighter yellow lit me up.
these rental guns didn't even really go that far. It was so annoying. So I figured, well, I got a clean shot. Let me take all of them. And when he took his shirt off too, like he was welted on his whole entire side.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is after I was getting too hot, so I took off the hoodie and pants. I was in shorts and a t-shirt at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I was hitting some pretty shifty places. Like I was shot in the face with the well, I had the mask on looking thing, obviously.
Oh.
But that same game, actually, I was on that little lookout tower, and I got shot right in the head. And I just dropped it. I'm like, did I get hit? And then the guy's like, yeah, the paint broke, bro. You got to get out. I was
You
like,
just see the paint oozing over your face. Like,
yeah, it literally was oozing down my goggle.
Do you remember me and Eugene when we were running out of air?
Oh, like it was just shooting off the gun?
No, remember the one map where it was the big foam, like triangles and stuff? And
oh, yeah.
you were running around those? Well, when the guns ran out of air, they still had enough pressure to shoot the ball where it would hurt. When you're doing paintball, it hurts more if the ball doesn't pop. So when you're starting to run out of air, you'll shoot someone and it'll hurt more, but the ball won't pop, so it doesn't count. Me and Eugene are against each other. We're the last two people standing on the team. We're both running out of air, and we're getting closer and closer to each other. And we got to the point where we both started firing. I ran up on Eugene, unloading my hopper. None of them popping. He's doing the same thing to me. And then I finally took a handful off the ground, and I went smack and popped him across his check.
I remember that.
We were both in so much pain after I smashed the paintballs on his chest with my hand just to get him out. We both just laid there on the ground for like a whole
My question is, like,
few
why
minutes.
the ref wasn't even calling anything? He was
Because
just
they
watching
weren't
it.
popping.
I remember that one. I do remember. You really jolted my memory with that one. 'Cause do you remember also?
You remember the bush?
The bush?
You were hiding behind that little bush. And I was like, oh, let me run towards him.
Oh, and I shot at you?
No, I got lit up running towards you, remember?
Oh, my gosh, dude. I can't.
I think I remember that because if I remember correctly, I was at spawn because
I remember I shot at Junior because I was
run.
scared. I remember another time, too. In the very first game, we came in. We were excited. I'm like, all right, Junior, like, let's go in. And then my gun started shooting off like automatic. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, that's because you didn't have air, right?
Yeah, it was because I ran out of air and I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, who gives me a gun without air? I was like, what the heck is this? And so I shot one shot and all of a sudden, it was like rapid fire.
You are responsible for going to the station and refilling.
Well, that's the thing is I refilled it. Like I went with everyone else and we did everything good and it just instantly. So I missed more than half that game and I was so angry because when I came back, all right, game's done. Next to the next round, and I'm like, what? I was like, I just got back because there was no one over there by the air, and I was like, oh, it was so annoying. But I also remember a time where I was shot right in the thigh, and the paintball didn't pop. There was this kid. He was normally known for like being this really tough character. And so he shot at me, and he's like, "You're out, dude." And I'm like, "It didn't pop." So I screamed it at him, and I started shooting at him, and he started screaming at me, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop! Stop! It hurts! Stop!" And he started running.
That's awesome.
Because, as Tyler told you, I didn't stop at one shot. I just kept going. Because I was in the moment. Why would I stop shooting at you because you asked me to? Sorry. No, thank you. It was a blast. But yeah, Tyler, you had a welt in your throat. You had a welt all on your side. You were really effed up.
Oh, yeah. Shortly after that, I actually bought my own paintball gun. And me, my cousin, and my brother did paintball at home for a little bit. And this is another thing I don't recommend doing.
Yeah, I hear paintball at home with Tyler. I'm like, oh.
Well, four-wheelers and mini bikes got involved.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Nice.
my cousin's on a four-wheeler, and I'm sneaking around the pool, and he doesn't know where I'm at. and he's like just idling, going super slow. And I come around the corner. I'm underneath the pool deck right now. I'm literally looking at him, but he doesn't see me. And I just stood up and I lit him up like straight in the chest. And all of a sudden he hits the gas and just like floors it, and he's going, and he's like, he almost crashed because he's getting like shot and he doesn't know where the fuck to go. It was so funny.
It's like, just stop, you're hit.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say he looped it. Like he just pulled the gas and just looped it.
Oh my gosh.
I was on a little tiny dirt bike, and I was riding around, and then I got shot up. But he was on a 4-wheeler. He was more stable. I was on a dirt bike, and I got shot, and I pulled my arm back because it hurt, and the wheel went sideways, and I went right over the bars. And it was funny as hell. It was a good time.
Yeah, I remember the kids.
It was painful, but it was fun.
I remember the kids that didn't wear a cup.
I didn't wear one.
I
you
never
didn't wear
wore a
one?
cup,
Dude, you weren't hit?
No.
I hit one kid in the
nads.
Yeah, right in the family jewels.
Knock on wood, because I didn't wear a cup either.
Oh my gosh, dude! No, I did, because I got hit down. Like I said, I got hit once in the thigh and right on there too. But I had the cup. I didn't feel nothing. But that kid, he. I remember he was telling me, he's like, yeah, no, like, I'm fine. I'm like, you sure? Why didn't you get a cup? No, I'm good, man. And literally later in one of our last games, when it was like that large fort, the forest, you had like cool like mounds where you could hide behind. And I was hiding behind a mound, and the kid was running up. And, as I did, I was in the moment. And I hit him a couple times in the area, where the sun don't shine. And he literally laid out on the floor. Oh! I mean, it looked like someone, like, literally hit him right in the throat or something. Well, they hit him.
Guys,
I got him in the jaw.
It's a courteous thing. You don't aim there.
I wasn't aiming.
Oh, well,
you
couldn't aim with those guns.
Yeah, you couldn't aim with the guns.
See,
they
everyone
wouldn't
told
shoot
me.
straight.
Everyone said that, but I could get headshots.
Well, if you use the barrel, because how I would aim the gun, and I put this in air quotes, but it was like you had to use the barrel, and you had to cant your gun to the side a little bit so you could see your barrel, because the hopper was right in front of the crosshair. Like the paintballs would like curve down. So if you could understand like how the paintballs were curving down, I didn't understand it till like our third game that we were playing, because I was like, why am I not? I thought you just point and shoot. Yeah, because a lot of times anyway, I wasn't in the thick of it. I would just get hit.
I think
right
that was
away.
like your first time doing
That's how it is
like
with
that,
any gun.
Yeah, that was my first time.
Haven't you ever played like a sniper game where you have to aim high to hit them?
Well,
I remember mine going to like the left. Mine would go left.
In
down.
airsoft, I could shoot straight, and it's gonna hit someone, because it's like a real gun.
Well, any gun.
Anything that's a projectile will go down
From a distance, right?
Yeah.
Because we have hop-ups on our airsoft guns, and what that does is it puts a spin on it, so that way the BB is going to curve down, but it kicks up.
That's cool.
And so when it kicks up, it's going to go straight. That's what it does every time your BB shoots out. So
if you get an expensive paintball, they have that too.
Yeah, but we had the jank ones that were rentals.
Yeah, so it was like you had to aim high, or like Junior said, you have to aim to the left or right. You once you found out how your gun acts, you could get a good
insane.
shot.
The barrels like must have been crooked or something, because
Yeah, who knows?
And
that
then like if
wacky.
you didn't know how your shot was gonna be, you just let off about 5 or 6 and see if one made it to that guy.
Exactly. That's
Just pa, pa,
again.
pa, pa, pa.
That's why I was in the moment. I had to make sure the shots landed.
The moment doesn't count when you're at point blank.
I don't know if it's curving left or right or up
You're
or
point
down.
blank.
I remember I got Eugene too, because Eugene tried to roll. He was trying to roll up on me, like literally he rolled, and I was hitting him as he was rolling. So if you could picture that, I hit the kid in the junk. He went out, and then Eugene came in to, like, I guess, back up, roll into there, and I was just hitting him as he was rolling on the ground. So that was a blast.
He probably rolled in and then tried to roll out because he was getting shot. Like, oh shit, back the other way.
I was in the moment. Airsoft's like, it's not the same. I don't know. Like, I won't go that crazy on airsoft because I know where my gun is shooting. I feel pretty confident that I'm hitting the guy. So yeah.
If I go airsofting with you, I'm bringing a paintball gun.
You guys wanna go real shooting? That point blank looks interesting. In Maryville?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. A friend of mine, he's got
I mean, they
two Glocks.
rent out guns and everything for you too.
I think so, yeah.
You can rent a gun and buy some ammo.
I've
might
never
be
shot a
cool.
gun, so it'd be pretty cool.
Never shot a gun, really?
I've never shot an actual gun. I mean, I know how they work to an extent. I'm not gonna say
My uncle has a bunch of guns.
holding a real gun's still scary. Like a friend of mine, he has a Glock, and he's got two Glocks, and he was like showing me his Glock and stuff. I was like, that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be
But-
one of the purchases along with mountain bikes and whatnot.
The gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's like one of those things where people are like, "Oh yeah, no, you shouldn't have guns and stuff," and it's tough. It's like what, it's a tough thing because it could be a safety hazard.
Yeah.
People that don't understand shouldn't have guns.
Yeah, but
If you know how to use it and you know when to use it, that's the bigger part. When.
I personally, I kind of want my license.
Yeah, I was gonna get the lifetime one, the permit to carry. You're talking, right?
Yeah, I want the permit to carry, and I want to get a Glock. I mean, they're nice.
A Glock
Either
specifically.
a Glock because for what I've seen, like the bodies are they're reliable guns. The body of the gun isn't as compared to an M9.
He's talking about it, yet he's never shot a gun.
Yeah, well, because have you seen airsoft's very hyper realistic.
A Glock is good. I know that they are.
Yeah, you could hollow out the internals of a well-made airsoft gun, and you could make it an actual gun. I've seen it done. It's on YouTube. You could look it up. Like, so I have an M9 currently. That's an airsoft gun, and if I hollowed out certain internals, I can get it to work as a real gun. But anyway, so it's the same. My point is the guns are literally built to be hyper realistic. Sometimes, literally, if you read one of the airsoft guns I have, it says for training use only. And it's because they actually use airsoft guns for real training because you're changing out the mags, you're cleaning out your barrel. So anyway, when it comes to when I use the Glock airsoft compared to an M9 airsoft, the M9 has got a lot of kickback going on, as well as I don't know. It's not as
Your
I guess.
airsoft has kickback.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I could have you guys shoot the M9 now.
I mean, you still have the spring and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's gas
Yeah, I
powered,
guess
the
there's gonna
hammer
be
is
a little
going
bit.
back too.
That's what I was trying to say. The hammer.
Yeah. The hammer of the gun, as well as I forget the name of that top part. It's kicking back, so it's got a little recoil. And if you're using gas powered, yeah, it's really kicking. You don't want to use a pistol that is with
I'd like to see you shoot a 12 gauge.
I'd like not to see me shoot a 12 gauge because I feel like I'd make a mistake. I would want to get comfortable around like a 9mm gun first, and
Yeah.
because airsoft, I'm understanding of it, but again, it's more serious when it comes to an actual gun, and there's certain internals that are a little bit different, especially when it comes to loading the weapon. So, or not loading the weapon, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
if you have an accidental shot on your airsoft, you're gonna be good. If you have an accidental shot on a 12 gauge or something else, it's not gonna be
Exactly, and if I'm not ready for the recoil or something, or
Put it in the wrong spot and you just blow out your collarbone.
exactly, or the shots that are being fired, like the shells from the
Yeah.
gun hitting your face, and that's something I gotta get used to is like the burn from like the shells of the gun.
You'd probably be good shooting like a 2.23. They're
Yeah.
not too much recoil. You can still handle.
I feel like I can shoot fairly well. I just need to, actually finally get. Me and Junior, and long story short, we're getting our gun permits.
Yeah.
But believe it or
America.
Yeah.
believe it or not, even with the eye problems, I've always been the best shot.
Yeah, I have like a slight stick.
How?
I don't know.
Dude, you got one eye that goes
My-
the other way.
My uncle would bring the guns
Wanted,
over,
curve
and we'd
the
be,
shot.
and we'd
Yeah.
be shooting them in my granny's backyard, and we'd put up some like old oxygen tanks and some stuff like
Oh, you
that.
probably shouldn't shoot that.
Well, they're empty.
Yeah.
You open the valve and you let it drain all the way.
I
They're-
guess so,
they're already-
yeah.
And they're like 20
Well,
years old. So
what's
they're
the
that whole-
what's the millimeter of the shell itself? Is it?
There's a bunch of there's shotguns, 12
Because
gauge,
it's like
223s,
my point is like you don't want to
22.
hit too light. I would feel like it would reflect off the, you know, it's not going to penetrate the cannon. It's going to shoot out somewhere else.
It doesn't matter.
He's like, but I mean, what if it
They're far-
ricochets and hits someone else? You don't, you
They're
know.
far
that's-
enough away.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I should have thought that you didn't think of that.
I don't know. I was usually the first one to hit one of the targets. It was either me or my uncle were the first one to hit it,
Okay.
and then everyone else is missing.
That's I have a slight stigmatism in my right eye. So what that means is like it's going to fog up like it's going to take a little bit more time for my eye to really like so when I'm aiming into my gun and if it's not a red dot and it's a iron sight, which is iron sight for those of you who don't know is the regular metal sight that comes with the gun. And if I'm aiming with that, it takes a little bit more time for my right eye to focus. So it kind of sucks. Because I'm a righty, I'm not a lefty, predominant right. So using my eye to shoot a pistol, it's different than shooting a rifle. I feel like a rifle's easier to shoot because one, it has more distance. Two, you could slap a red dot on there. And what a pistol, when you're shooting, it's got that kickback with the hammer and everything. So not only are you shooting, now your iron sight of where you're using to aim is moving. As opposed to a rifle. So, yeah. I know a decent amount about guns.
Yeah, you'd probably be okay shooting one.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be
And when
fine.
you're in the range, they have all the safety stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they show you what to do and everything. They go over the gun with you.
Yeah.
Like, they'll show you, here's the safety.
We should all just, like, seriously, like, get a crash course on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out. No, Tyler's not talking in the mic.
Oh.
You can still hear me.
I thought he was, I thought you were asking the time. I'm like, it's only 1:20. We're almost done. 10 minutes.
No, yeah, I was just trying to tell them. 120?
Yeah.
I thought I saw 12.
No,
No, we're at an
hour.
hour.
Wow.
Junior's like, what the fuck?
we still need to get that clock to the back so you can see. Okay.
Oh, it's getting rowdy. Everybody's getting antsy, huh?
But yeah,
I've been starving the whole time.
I generally think we should go all together and like
yeah, I
know,
think it'd be a fun time.
go to a shooting range or get a. I don't know how you get your license. I know you take
could
a test online, but do
Is
they
there a
have like
test?
courses or something? Is that what we have to go to?
There's shooting
I
courses
think it's just
you
a
can
background
take
check,
to learn
honestly.
more.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is an application you have to fill out and it has to get processed and everything first.
I'd totally be willing to do.
You
that.
gotta you gotta run to like the police station or something.
Like, I
They
remember-
gotta endorse it, stuff
See,
like that.
when I was seeing my friend's gun and I was talking with my ex at the time, we were talking about getting guns. Yeah,
Like a his and hers.
Pretty much because she was thinking of the neighborhood she's usually in, and I'm always out in a certain neighborhood too, and you never know type of thing.
The neighborhood that I'm thinking of,
Which one?
the
East
same
Side?
one, same neighborhood I was in.
East Chicago?
Oh no, your
Oh.
ex?
Yeah, no. She's usually like in I don't know. She would go to some shifty areas,
Oh,
so
okay,
she would
okay.
like to. She'd like to have a gun, and we were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I
I feel
honestly,
like she wouldn't know what to do with it.
even
If she pulled it out, I don't think she'd pull the trigger.
right. But even like we had that conversation. Okay, quick conversation. Someone was coming at you. Would you shoot to kill or?
I think naturally you probably just end up shooting to
Depends
kill.
on the situation.
I mean,
if it's literally someone running at you, I think that's just your instinct. If you have time to think, I would go for the leg, just because.
same. I would go
Yeah.
for the knee, like right in the kneecap, because once you break it, There's no kind of coming back from
When
it.
you don't have time to think and you just pull it out, I think your instinct is just to like
If you're
level.
gonna rush me, it's gonna be a head or chest.
Jeez.
That's
you're-
what I feel like. It would be
Yeah.
a chest shot if someone's like running at me.
Because
I
I'm
don't have
gonna
time to
look.
think.
I'm gonna just go towards your body because you're rushing me. I can't. Oh, where's the knee? You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. I mean, that's true.
If you're gonna rush on me like that, then you're just gonna get one straight where that bullet hits you. If it's your face or your chest, that's
Yeah,
on you.
I do believe we need guns for protection, just because, especially our generation is like. I keep saying our generation. I wouldn't say it's our generation, but guns are becoming more of an issue now. And so I think it's important to have a gun. But if everyone has a gun, it's...
Well, the issue is when you should and shouldn't use a gun.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
I would only use mine to be specific for shooting range or for emergencies.
Personal protection. Yeah.
Personal protection. Not to wave around, show, hey, dude, look
Put
at
it
my
on
gun.
Instagram, like,
Yeah.
hey, check it out. I just got a new Glock.
Yeah. No, I'll totally pass on that.
Yeah,
No
or
one-
just threaten people anytime I'm mad. I'm going to shoot you. No.
The only reason you're gonna find out I have a gun is when you gave me a reason to pull it out.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think I might go for my license, too.
All
pretty
right,
soon, so.
let's all fill it out. Let's
Yeah.
all go to the range.
Fill out the application. We're going to become gun. We'll keep you guys updated with that, too.
Another expense. Keep adding up.
I agree, but I think it's only like $100-something bucks to get your license or whatever. It was something pretty cheap. I know my friend was.
Yeah, I think it's 100 for the lifetime.
Yeah.
But there's one you could pay yearly, which I don't get.
I'd rather get the lifetime, to be honest. Lifetime carry, license to carry, as well as a gun that.
You good?
There's a spider. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I
saw
just
that?
killed a spider.
You saw that tiny little thing.
Justin has
I have a
fear
good
of
eye.
Bugs. There was one on me earlier. I just kind of flicked it off.
Oh, is that
It
this
might be
one?
the same one.
The little baby one?
Yeah.
Just kill it.
Well, I thought flicking it would kill it at the same time.
In
But
our
it was
s-
on my sweater. I didn't
Our
wanna get
studio, we had a bug, guys. So sorry. But I have a. You said I seen that little thing. Yeah, I got a good eye, so better watch out.
Good eye doesn't make a good shot.
Yes, it does.
I have proof.
Yeah.
He has proof.
Oh yeah, sorry. But I have a pretty good eye, and I'm pretty good shot. I would think that obviously when I start with a new gun, it's gonna be different because again I have more recoil.
We're gonna make our first trip to the shooting range, and I'm gonna absolutely suck just because I said that.
Right?
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool story to talk about on here. First experiences.
It's
and
gonna be
whatnot.
fun to do too.
Yeah. Same with what I want to do? Go to Accelerate.
What's
The,
that?
the go kart.
Ooh.
The high speed
that?
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's high-speed
Yeah.
go-karts?
Yeah, it's in.
It's a little
Tinley.
expensive, but I've always thought it looked super fun.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know about this. I would have saved money
There-
to go.
It's it's K2 and Accelerate.
Justin's just gonna crash.
I probably might. Do they have, like, safety measures?
Oh
Yeah, I think so. I think you gotta wear a helmet and
You-
whatnot.
You sign a waiver, you put the helmet on so you don't die in your race.
Is it
Yeah.
automatic clutch?
Yeah, it's automatic. But I
Okay.
think you could get like a paddle shifter.
Okay.
Which
I
one's
don't-
the electric one?
I think they might both be.
Are they?
I think so.
Okay. They're still fast though.
Yeah,
That's cool.
they're faster.
Yeah,
you
it's
got
something
all
we
that
can
torque.
do.
Just
Well, we got stuff to do, guys. Like, why haven't we done that?
I
That's
don't
my
know.
question. I
Because
never knew about it.
I've been wanting to go shoot guns and race go karts for
Well,
the longest
bro,
time, years.
I have an obsession with guns. You
Well,
never hit me up.
we can make this a little bit cheaper. We can go to Ziggy's and mini golf under go karts.
No,
Yeah,
it's
laser
not the same.
tag.
It's
No,
not
I'm
the same.
No, we need to do the real deal.
Yeah.
I've always
That would
wanted to
be
go to those
fun.
high speed ones. I've shot plenty of guns, but the go kart thing, I've always wanted to.
Have
do
you
that.
been to Zao Island in their go karts? That's a
Not
bigger
on the
track,
go-karts.
so I like it.
Remember when we did Jack's? Did we go on the go-karts?
Oh yeah, we did. They were
Jack's
super
Warehouse.
slow.
Oh
They're
my
super
god, they're
slow,
terrible.
And then the track is so
Because
small.
we heard about this, and we thought it was like a new fun center, and like fun centers are pretty cool. And it was like my 17th birthday.
17?
Yeah,
because
it was
we
fairly
played
late.
laser tag with little kids.
Yeah, and I was hyped because we thought it was when Jack's first came out.
Yeah.
And we thought it was going to be this big fun center like a Ziggy's or Zao Island.
It was totally aimed for like
10-year-old.
yeah, super young.
We were
kids.
so upset. Like my mom paid and everything. Remember we were walking in there. Even my mom was like, "What the freak?"
like they advertised a go kart track. And
My
an
mom's
awesome
like, "I think this is for
arcade,
kids, Papa. I'm sorry." And I was like, "Yeah." Me and Junior were like upset, so we had to make the best out of it because had already paid. We didn't know what to
It
expect.
was still fun, but
Yeah, because we did the laser thing where you had to dodge the lasers
Yeah.
or whatever. That was funny because then you
some
watch
Mission
the
Impossible
person.
stuff.
Yeah. And then we did the go-karts, which, man, I could walk faster than that. That was so
I
embarrassing.
forgot what we went there for. One of my cousin's parties or something. I don't know, but yeah, I got on a go karts and it's like
The laser tag was a little fun. I've been dying to laser
w-
tag with you, too.
it
And we
was
can't
fun.
find...
It was fun, but we weren't allowed to run and all that.
Oh, yeah, we had a speed walk.
I thought Ziggy's had laser tag.
They do.
We haven't gone as
I've heard it's a pretty
later.
good course though.
Team Combat is pretty cool.
We
Yeah.
tried to go that one time.
And it was just us.
And it was just us. And I'm like, I'm not doing a
Yeah,
one-on-one.
you have to
Right.
go with you have to have a group to go.
Yeah.
10 people,
Yeah.
8 or 10 people.
Because if not, and the group just came out too, and
Yeah.
we were sitting there, and it was random one day. We were just like, let's go laser tag, let's do something, and we're like, yeah, and we freaking drove all the way out there, and it was for nothing. I was so upset. I'm like, man,
Maybe if we could get a GoPro, we can make a video out of it.
that would be fun for laser tag. Yeah,
Laser tag, shooting, all that
yeah.
jazz.
My brother actually, I bought him a GoPro. He has
one?
one.
Hero 7.
I don't know the specific one.
What year did you buy it? Is what I was.
I bought it last year
Oh, so
for his birthday.
new one?
New.
Yeah, those are nice because they have that stabilization in it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a clean shot. My coworker shows me all the videos he takes. He dirt
I think
bikes.
I have to get him with
I was
the
watching a
headband.
video on YouTube and they had GoPros where they mounted them to RC cars and they had the brand new one and they had one that was only a year old. The one that was a year old, it was shaking all over the place, and the brand new one, buttery smooth.
Yeah.
4K. Yeah, those things are crazy.
Yeah, I
I
gotta-
want to get the
I
new
was
one.
amazed. And you
I might get it.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get it for his birthday. I got it for his graduation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just amazed because the guy was like recording the car driving by on a cell phone, and it's bouncing all over the place. And then he showed the footage from that camera recording on top of the car,
So
and it was buttery smooth.
maybe we can ask him to, if we could borrow it.
Borrow that one. I'll get one, and then I have an old one if we want to use that, and we could all get like a perspective.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That's gonna be fun. I mean, we got video content
But
idea,
Yeah, but I think we would have to get like the
Chest one?
Yeah, the chest.
That would
straps.
make more sense.
Except, I guess if you're doing guns, you would probably block it.
Well, no, because, when you're aiming, you're over this way. I got a targets and an airsoft gun, too.
You
that
can mount
could
it.
just...
You can do a
Have you
head
shot
mount.
my airsoft pistol?
Nope.
No?
I haven't shot any of your guns.
Guys, why haven't we done that? I have a bunch of BBs right now.
You've never. Well, I can't say you never offered.
I've
You've just
offered a
never
lot.
taken the offer.
I shot your pellet gun. I think we shot your pellet gun.
Yeah, the actual pellet gun, like for metal pellets, where you had
Yeah.
to pump it. That was fun. I shot. Okay, that to put it in perspective. You remember my old house?
Yeah.
So remember that tree that was just standing by itself right in my backyard?
Yeah.
The little one. Well, I put a target from that far, and I went all the way from all of the what's it called? How do you say? Through all the grass of that big lot that we had next door.
Yeah.
To the sidewalk to that tree, and I shot the target. So talk about a good shot or not. With a pellet gun, like that's
pretty good,
pretty.
yeah.
That's pretty good. And it was iron sight. There was no.
I can top you.
There was no scope
I can top you.
with iron sight.
Yes.
How far?
Quarter mile.
Quarter mile. How did you see it? What were you shooting at? My point is.
We had. It was at a buddy's house. He lived on a farm. Robert.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot.
Yeah.
He has a really, really long driveway, and we were standing at the end of the driveway, and then there was a pole with a light on it
Yeah.
that we put a target on.
Smart.
Robert said it was roughly a quarter mile, so you could see the paper because it was a 18-inch square, so you could still see it, and so I'm like, okay, I know where the pole is. I could see the pole standing. I can see the paper a little bit, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to aim high. So I'm aiming high, and here's bullseye. I'm making hand motions, and you guys can't
It's
see
very
them.
nasty hand motions too.
Right.
Swirling it around in the
Here's bullseye. My first shot, I pulled the trigger one time. I was a quarter inch away from bullseye.
Not bad. That's pretty good. Now I'm gonna hold you to that. I hope you know.
I know, right? I'm gonna suck so bad.
I'm gonna hold you to that shot.
I'll be honest. It's been a long time since I had a gun in my hand, but
I would have to say, like, if you go airsoft and stuff, it's tough sometimes because, like, when you're shooting it on the go, a lot of my last issue, because I went in October to go airsoft with my cousin, and our issue was that our goggles were fogging, so it was getting in the way of so many of my shots, man. I was so upset. I mean, I did 15-3, so I got 15 kills and I got out 3 times, so that's pretty decent.
if I can shoot pretty good with a paintball gun, I should be pretty good with just about any other
just
gun.
like your eye gets crazy, the
barrel
gets crazy too, you know.
What, for airsoft?
So you and your eye and that ball just line up.
Well, no.
See,
Wow.
my one eye is good. So if I close the bad guy, I'm only using my
and
good
you're
eye.
predominantly he's the right eye.
And you know, a lot of times when you're aiming, you shut an eye anyway.
See, that means that you could be better than me because
Now, if I did this,
You know what? Yeah,
my stigmatism's on my right eye, so it's on my predominant eye.
and not just that, since he does have like the one eye that kind of goes crazy. This eye's probably a lot stronger to compensate for the one eye that's bad.
Yeah.
So I can see that. I can see your eye being.
Yeah. So you know what? I take that, but yeah, I can see you being a good shot. But I'm still gonna hold you to it.
We're all gonna hold you to it.
Yeah.
no worries. I expect you to.
It's gonna be exciting, but yeah, like that would be
Knock on wood.
yeah, knock on wood that he does good. I mean that I think is gonna be an exciting event. We should totally do that. I really want to get my license anyway, so
Yeah, same.
we'll figure out all that stuff. Hopefully, I'll save up money or something. Yeah. So, but we are towards the end of our show. We're at an hour 36.
Time to wrap it up.
It might be shorter once I cut it, but thank you to our sponsors, Lofty Cat Studios and EBXYA. Again, you can find Lofty Cat Studios at GCBoy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As you can find EBXYA over on Amazon and Facebook. Again, they're at EBXYA Leia or something like that. It's LAI. All right. So give them a look on Facebook. Follow them. Tell them we sent you. I'm going to be sending you off with Adam Stone, the rest of the song, Accident. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Goodbye.
It was an accident, no, but why do you run? It was an accident, no. 17 days of the 8th month, spending his days on his own. He was always born as a ghost, for nobody noticed him and his toy. The truth was unspoken for